Hello, my dear students. I am Priyanka Koiri, your science teacher, and today we are going to start a new chapter that is chapter 14 from your science book. And the name of the chapter is Sources of Energy. Okay, so let's start. So, what is energy? Okay, energy is the ability to do work or the total power from our natural resources. That means the ability to do work is called energy. The energy exists in many forms and can be converted from one form of energy into another. That means energy, by the law of conservation of energy, we know that energy can neither be created nor destroyed but can be converted from one form of energy into another. Okay? Now, energy in usable form is dissipated to the surrounding as less usable form. That means when we use energy, okay, it is then again released in the surrounding or environment as less usable form of energy. Okay. Now, from where do we get energy? The question comes in our mind. Okay, so energy is mainly derived from natural sources like the sun, oceans, fossil fuels, wind, etc., and is converted into electrical energy that we consume for our daily needs and benefits. That means energy is derived from natural sources like sun, wind, etc., and this energy is converted into electrical energy for our various uses. Okay, now coming to what is a fuel. A fuel is any material that can be used to react with other substances so that it releases energy as thermal energy or to be used for work. So a fuel is any material which is used to get energy. In simple terms, we can say any material from which we can derive energy is a fuel. Now, there are certain characteristics of a good fuel. Okay, let us study what are they. The first one is it should have a high energy output per unit mass or volume. It means that it should give high amount of energy. Okay. The second one is it should be easily available. Then it should be easy to store and transport, and it should be economical. That means it should be cheap. Okay, it should not be very expensive. Okay. Now, sources of energy. What are the various sources of energy that we have? So there are two main sources of energy. The first one is conventional sources of energy. It includes wood, flowing water, and fossil fuel that are coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Okay, and the second one is your non conventional sources of energy. It includes solar energy, wind energy, ocean energy, and under ocean energy, we have tidal energy, wave energy, ocean thermal energy, geothermal energy, nuclear energy, etc. Okay, so these are the various non conventional sources of energy. Now, there is one important point. Some sources of energy are renewable. That means they can be renewed or they can be used again and again. Okay? There are some sources of energy that can be used again and again, like sun, wind, flowing water, ocean, wood, biomass, etc. While some sources of energy are not renewable, that means they are very limited. Okay, there are some sources of energy which are very limited, like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Okay, now let us study what are the conventional sources of energy in detail. Okay, sources of energy that have been in use for a very long time or have been used extensively worldwide are known as conventional sources of energy. That means the sources of energy that have been used since past, okay, since long time ago, that source of energy are called as your conventional sources of energy. Example is your wood. Wood as a common source of heat energy or the uses of coal after industrial revolution. So from early age, okay, people are using wood as coal as source of energy, so they are considered as conventional sources of energy. Other examples include fossil fuel, hydropower, etc. So this picture shows the various conventional sources of energy. Convention means those that have been used since a long time, very long time. Okay, that is your conventional sources of energy. Now coming to the first conventional sources of energy, that is your fossil fuel. What are fossil fuels? Okay, fossil fuel is a conventional source of energy. Now we will study fossil fuel in detail. So, fossil fuels are the fuels formed inside the earth from the remains of plants and animals after millions of years. So, when the plants and animals they die, they change into fossil fuel under after millions of years. Okay, the fossil fuels are coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Okay, under fossil fuel we have coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Fossil fuels are non renewable sources of energy, so they should be conserved and used judiciously. Fossil fuels are non renewable, that means that they are limited. Okay, so we should use them very cautiously. Okay, and they should be conserved. These are the fossil fuels that we have, that is coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Now, disadvantages of fossil fuel. Before going to the disadvantages of fossil fuel, let me tell you one or two advantages of fossil fuel. The advantages of fossil fuel is that they are cheap, readily available. Okay, so these are the two main advantages of fossil fuel. And among the advantages, there are many disadvantages. So that is the reason we are discussing disadvantages here. So the disadvantages of fossil fuel are: burning of fossil fuel release harmful gases and particles which cause air pollution. So in simple terms, we can say burning of fossil fuel causes air pollution. Second is, burning of fossil fuel also releases acidic oxides of sulfur and nitrogen that are responsible for acid rain. Okay, so burning of fossil fuel also causes acid rain. This acid rain is harmful for living organisms, affects soil and water, causes damage to the building, and corrosion of metal. So this acid rain is very harmful for every one of us. It not only affects the living organism but also affects non-living things. Okay, burning of fossil fuel releases large amount of carbon dioxide, which increases the temperature of the earth and causes global warming. That is your greenhouse effect. That means burning of fossil fuel also causes greenhouse effect. Clear? Now, coming to the next conventional sources of energy, that is your thermal power plants. So, thermal power plants use steam produced by the burning of fossil fuels, mainly coal, to move turbines to generate electricity. Okay, so in thermal power plants, steam is used or steam is produced by burning fossil fuel, and this steam is then used to move turbines to generate electricity. The burning of coal heats up the water and forms steam that is used to run turbine. So in thermal power plant, what they do is that they burn coal, and this and the heat is used to change water into steam, and then the steam is used to move the turbine to generate electricity. Usually, thermal power plants are located near coal or oil fields, as it is easier to transmit electricity than transport coal. So these thermal power plants are usually located very near to their source. That means like coal fields, so that they can easily produce electricity, and this electricity can easily be transmitted to different parts. Okay, now, this is how thermal power plants work. As you can see from the stack, where heat is used, and in the boiler, water is there. So water is then pumped. Okay, water is then pumped, and is the water is then pumped in the boiler. So inside the boiler, the water is changed into steam, and the steam is used to move the turbine. And when the turbine rotates, the generator generates electricity. So this is how a thermal power plant work. Okay, now What are turbines? You must be wondering what are turbines. So let us study turbines. So this is how a turbines look like. They are very huge structures. A turbine is a rotatory mechanical device that extracts kinetic energy in various forms and converts it into usable form. So a turbine is a device that converts kinetic energy into usable form. That means into your in our case it is into electrical energy. It uses a dynamo to convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Okay, so inside a turbine there is a dynamo that convert mechanical energy into electrical energy. Various uses of turbine have been implemented in power plants where the shaft of the dynamo is made to rotate by mechanical means. So in many cases it is seen that turbine have been modified in such a way that where the dynamo, okay, the dynamo, that is a device that convert mechanical energy into electrical energy, so this dynamo can be moved with the help of mechanical means. Now, let us study what are the advantages of thermal power plants. So, the first one is making energy from thermal power plant is easy. Okay, so it is very easy. Next is your the fuel use, that is coal, is cheap. The thermal power plants can be set up anywhere near fuel and water supply. And the next one is it requires less space as compared to hydroelectric power station. So these are the advantages of thermal power plant. Now let us study the disadvantages of thermal power plant. The first one is thermal power plant use fossil fuel to generate electricity, and this fossil fuel cause pollution. Just now I have told you the disadvantages of fossil fuel, and in thermal power plant fossil fuels are used, so it causes pollution. A large water source is required to convert water into steam. Okay, so in thermal power plant steam is used, and for steam we need huge amount of water. Okay, next is it has overall low efficiency. That means the amount of electricity produced is less. Okay, next, its maintenance cost is high. That means to maintain the power station, the cost is high. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of thermal power plant. Next, conventional source of energy is your hydro power plants. Another traditional source of energy is from the kinetic energy of flowing water or harnessing potential energy of water falling from height. The falling or flowing water moves the turbine, which, with the help of dynamo, converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. That means in hydropower plants, the flowing water or the falling water is used to move turbine to generate electricity. Hydropower plants are usually constructed near dams or waterfalls. Okay, so dams are the structures that are built, and near the dams, hydropower plants are usually constructed. Okay, so this is how a hydropower plant look like. As you can see on the left hand side, there is a reservoir in which there is water. This water, then there is gates. So when the gates are opened, the water moves, and there is a turbine in the center. Okay, this turbine then starts to move. This turbine is also connected to the generator. So when the turbine rotates, the generator generates electricity, and this electricity is then transmitted to different places. So this is how hydro power plant works. Next is water dams. Okay, so this is how a dams look like. Okay, so as you can see from the diagram, water is falling down here, and under that it is connected to turbine. So when the turbine moves, okay, electricity is produced. A dam is a barrier that impounds water or underground streams. The water is ejected upon requirement by the power plants to generate hydroelectricity. So a dam is a reservoir where water is stored, and the water is ejected, that means released upon requirement to generate electricity. Next, let us discuss what are the advantages of hydro power plants. The first advantage is it is a renewable source of energy, that means it can be used again and again. The electricity produced does not cause any pollution, so it is environmental friendly. Next, the water stored in the dams can be used to control floods and for irrigation. So this water can be used to control floods and for irrigation purpose also. Now, as there is advantage, there are disadvantages also. So let us discuss what are the disadvantages of hydro power plants now. The first disadvantage is the initial cost of construction is high. That means we need money, huge amount of money to construct dams. Okay. Large areas of lands get submerged and the decomposition of vegetation produce methane gas which is responsible for greenhouse effect. So when dams are constructed, large areas get submerged under water, and the vegetation under the water gets decomposed and produces methane gas which is responsible for greenhouse effect. It causes displacement of people from large areas of land. Many people lose their houses when dams are constructed. Okay. It causes deforestation that leads to loss of habitat of animals. Many animals also lose their home when hydropower plants are constructed. Okay. So these are the disadvantages of hydropower plants. So now let us recall what we have studied. So we studied about energy, and we learned that energy is the ability to do work. Then we discussed from where do we get energy. So we get energy from sun, oceans, wind, etc. Then we discussed what is a fuel. So fuel are substances from which energy is obtained. Then we discuss some characteristics of fuel, that are that it should give high amount of energy, it should be easily available and easy to transport, etc. Then we discuss the sources of energy. That means we have two sources of energy. First one is your conventional sources of energy, and the second one is your non-conventional sources of energy. Then we discuss what is conventional source of energy. Conventional sources of energy are those sources of energy that are in use since long time. And under conventional source of energy, we discussed fossil fuels. Okay, their advantages and disadvantages discussed. Then we discussed about thermal power plants and hydropower plants. And their advantages and disadvantages were discussed. So with this, we have come to the end. I mean, like end of today's class. Thank you so much for listening.